Si-HYUK and ARMY arrive at the hospital to see Jungkook sick with a virus. ChatGPT says, as Si-HYUK and ARMY arrive at the hospital with worried faces, Jungkook is lying on a hospital bed. His face pale and his body looks weak due to the virus that attacked him. The monitor beside his bed beeps softly, showing his vital signs are still stable. As Si-HYUK approaches Jungkook and holds his hand tightly. Jungkook, hang in there. We are all here for you, he said in a soft but hopeful voice. Behind him, the ARMY who were present held back tears, some of them praying that Jungkook would recover soon. The room was filled with silence filled with emotion. The other BTS members also stood around Jungkook's bed, each trying to give encouragement, even though anxiety was clearly visible on their faces. Jungkook opened his eyes slowly, looking at them weakly but still trying to smile. I'll be fine, he said in a hoarse voice. Tears of emotion broke out in the room. Everyone hoped for a miracle so that Jungkook would recover soon and smile. Again, as usual. That night, the Seoul hospital was filled with heavy silence. The hallway lights were dim. The sound of hurried footsteps could be heard occasionally, and the distinctive smell of antiseptic filled the air. In one of the special care rooms, Jungkook lay weakly on a hospital bed. His face was pale, his eyes were closed, and his breathing sounded weak. N4 was stuck in his arm, providing his body with the fluids it needed. The heart monitor beeped softly, as if following the rhythm of his unstable breathing. Outside the room, Bang Si-HYUK, producer and father figure to BTS, stood with a face full of worrying. He had just received news that Jungkook's condition had deteriorated drastically due to a mysterious virus that had attacked him for the past few days. Without thinking twice, he immediately came to the hospital with the other BTS members. Not long after, the sound of footsteps was heard increasing. A nurse came out of Jungkook's room and nodded to Si-HYUK, giving permission to enter. Without hesitation, he immediately stepped into the room followed by the BTS members RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, and V. Their faces were all filled with worrying, their eyes filled with tears, when they saw their McNay's condition who looked so weak. Outside the hospital, hundreds of armies gathered, carrying posters, candles, and prayers for Jungkook. The hashtag #GetWellSoon Jungkook had filled social media, becoming the #1 trending worldwide. They all hoped that a miracle would come and Jungkook could recover soon. Inside the hospital room, Si-HYUK walked closer to Jungkook's bed, looking at him with misty eyes. He held Jungkook's hand carefully, as if afraid of hurting him. Jungkook, I'm here, his voice sounded soft but full of emotion. Inside the hospital room, Si-HYUK walked closer to Jungkook's bed, looking at him with misty eyes. He held Jungkook's hand carefully, as if afraid of hurting him. Jungkook, I'm here, his voice sounded soft but full of emotion. Jungkook's eyelids moved slightly, then slowly opened. His eyes that usually shone with enthusiasm now looked dull and tired. With a hoarse voice, he tried to speak. Young, I'll be okay, right? Jin, who was standing beside the bed, bit his lip to hold back tears. He immediately smiled and stroked Jungkook's hair gently. Of course, we're all here for you. You just need to rest and get better soon. Jimin couldn't hold back his emotions. He held Jungkook's hand tightly, his tears falling uncontrollably. You have to get better soon, Jungkookie. We still have a lot to do together. Suga, who was usually the calmest, could now only stare at Jungkook with eyes full of worrying. He didn't say much, but from the way his hand gripped Jungkook's shoulder, it was implied that he was holding back so many feelings. J-Hope tried to smile, although his eyes couldn't hide the fear. I'll give you lots of vitamins after this. You have to wake up soon and bother us again like usual. V, who had been silent all this time, finally spoke up. Jungkook, I miss your singing voice. So get well soon and sing for us again." Jungkook smiled faintly. He knew they were all very worried about him. Although his body was weak, his heart felt warm because of the support and love given by his family BTS. ARMY's prayers and hopes. Outside the hospital, ARMY continued to sing and pray for Jungkook. Some of them even came from out of town, just to show their support. One ARMY spoke in a voice full of hope. "Jungkook always gives his best for us. Now it's our turn to support him to get well soon." A nurse who had just come out of Jungkook's room shed tears when she saw the sea of love from fans. "This is amazing, ... I've never seen an artist receive this much love from his fans." Shortly after, a doctor came out and gave Bang Si-HYUK and the members an update. His condition is still stable, but he needs time to recover. This virus is quite aggressive, but with the right treatment and your support, he will definitely get through it. Hearing that, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. RM, as the leader, held Jungkook's hand and said in a confident voice, "We all believe in you. You are a true warrior, Jungkook." Jungkook smiled faintly and nodded slowly. He knew that with the love and support of those closest to him, he would definitely get through this.